Hey ACA members, Executive Vice President Cody Burkham coming at you from New Orleans at this year's NCBA Annual Convention and Trade Show. Wanted to go ahead and give you the weekly legislative update. Even though I've been out of the state all week, I have been monitoring the progress that's been made at the state capitol this week. Fortunate enough to say that not too much has gone through that's affected the cattlemen and cattle industry of Arkansas this week at the state legislature. One thing I do want to report on is HB 1124, which, as you may remember over the last couple of weeks, is the Vet Technologist certification. That went through committee on the Senate side this past week, and there were some questions about different aspects of the bill and how it would affect things in Arkansas. And so that bill was actually held for just another week for a little more study, a little further in-depth review for some of the senators. And but we're hoping that we'll see it again in the committee next week for the Senate to where they can go ahead and get that passed out. So that is one piece of legislation that we've been working on, we've been keeping our eye on, that we still feel good about getting it in front of the Senate and then on to the governor for his signature, something that'll definitely help out the cattle producers in Arkansas. Now, there is some other legislation that we've seen introduced this week, also dealing with our veterinarians that we're a little concerned about, dealing with some funding issues for veterinarian spots at different schools outside of the state. But before I talk too much more about that, we want to kind of get back and take a look at it and visit with the members that dropped the bill, kind of see what their intentions were. So we'll be bringing you more on that hopefully next week. So on the state front, everything's looking good. Everything's really getting cranked up now. They're really introducing a lot of bills. Committees are taking these bills and really looking at them and passing them, recommending that they do pass or don't pass. So things are really getting heated up here in the third legislative week. Now, like I said, this week we've been here at the NCBA convention. Staff and ACA leaders have been here working on your behalf to make sure that NCBA is taking the policy that we feel is important to Arkansas cattle producers to our nation's capital. This is kind of the beginning, or end stage, I guess, of adopting policy and resolution for NCBA. They're going to take this policy that we adopt, take it back to Washington, D.C. and work on our federal legislature up there. And so it's really important that we're here. We're here to represent you and get these resolutions and directives passed that we feel is important to you and to Arkansas cattle producers. So it's going to be a short clip this week, but we appreciate you tuning in. Hey, share this video, share the ones from weeks before last. We want to get the information out to cattle producers and the general public in Arkansas, let them know what the ACA is doing for our members. And we want to make sure that people realize that we are working on your behalf and we're here to advocate for you, for that what's good for you, and advocate against what would be bad for you. So take a minute and share these videos and send them to your friends, your family, anybody that you might know that's interested in the cattle industry in Arkansas and the nation. And look forward to seeing everybody next week. Thanks, have a good day.